Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's weekly update on Forex. This is your host, Peter. We've been seeing the way the wave has been building up, and we're about to updating on what it's happening and how to take advantage of the market and the knowledge that we have to profit. Now, if you look at if you had watched the last week recording, I've told us the levels to break and the levels to expect that we are not doing a wave C. I gave us three possible scenario, on the DXY, as it may impact other commodities or currencies. The first scenario I gave is if we break above here, we should entertain that we can see this as A, B, and a possible C to give an extended flat. And that may have been eroded with the move so far here. So this is not likely going to be an extended flat with what we are seeing now. This is not likely going to cut to the downside because obviously it has taken above a 161.8. Let me just quickly show us, because we're going to drag from extension or retracement from here, from this A to B, and see once we erode 161.8, then it's off. So from that level down here to this point, we can see the price had violated 161.8, which is at this level. So we have an extra here on top of that. So that is the way we try to engage ourselves when we are trying to work up on the possibility of what may happen. So that has been knocked out of the park. So we have left two possibilities. The second possibility is that we have is that we want to see us do a correction of this run from here down as an ABC. And the last one, which is the second that is possible now, is that we are doing a Y leg to the upside. In these other remaining two cases or scenarios that we are expecting, let me just tell you and send you a note of warning. I won't just join this trade to buy. I will not, because this is dangerous for you to buy. This is almost done. Any buy here, I'm not interested. If the price wants to go up and continue to go to the upside, I'm not interested. I'm not going to join it. Because when you have an understanding, the edge that you have in terms of structure and wave tells you that even if price is going to go higher, what is expected is at least price must correct three waves in the opposite direction to know that we are going to break up higher. And if price becomes impulsive to go to the downside, then you can take this for a C wave for further downside. But that, like I said, has been eroded. So what I want to see now is price to begin to come and correct a B wave in three waves, maybe A, B, C, for more upside. The way these had corrected or had moved so far is highly suspicious because it's quite impulsive. Because I'm trying to teach us what information we can gather. The way this had gone to the upside impulsively is quite suspicious, and it's not unlikely that we may see us going up to break the top to give a Y in a WXY. But having said that, just take that, is still a 40-60 scenario. The B wave, again, is what may also inform us if we're going to have a Y or we're going to have an ABC to the downside. So the B wave, this B wave is going to decide a whole lot of things. The depth of the B wave. If the depth of the B wave is shallow, that is giving you a very impulsive formation. So if the depth of the B wave, for instance, let's look at this daily chart. This level is presumed to be a wave 4 of this wave. If the correction rarely breaks this level or touches it or slightly violates it before it goes up again, that is quite impulsive. So that will tell you price is going to go up and break this top. It's going to go up and break this top. If the depth is such that it's testing at this level, the zone here, at this level of support and at this level of support, because that is what I would expect that B wave should walk up to this area and this area to grab liquidity before it pulls up again. So if that happens, we're going to watch the C leg as it progresses to see where C leg 100 will be. If it's going to touch a 76 or violate it, that is when we now begin to entertain that. Then we may be seeing a big wave or a bigger wave. So for now, we need that correction. And what we can see here, looking at the, are we ready to correct? We are almost ready to correct. The daily price action is not convincing. We might be going up to break up one more time, and thereafter, we are coming to the downside. So that's what I can see on the DXY. If I look at the US dollar index, that daily time frame, daily time chart. So let's see. Also is still not ready. This is not the kind of price action that you want to see that will drag the price down. This is looking like, okay, maybe the last daily correction that you will see, one more push to the upside, then the price is going to start falling to the downside. This is just, if you know how to read price action, you know, it's just telling you we are getting set. That is what this one is saying. I see this still going up one more time before it comes to the downside. That's what it's saying. But ultimately, price action on itself has no meaning. We have to look at the structure that is building up. And this actually has built up impulsively in 5 waves, with shallow correction in between, and the least it can give us, it's a zigzag to the upside in case we want to have a B correction, ABC for more downside. That's the least it can give us. Now, so we're going to look inside to see the divisions of that on the 4-hour. Now, so far, we are seeing price move up. And again, one thing we don't understand and why people blow their account or be on the wrong side of the of the trade is not to understand that wave has to complete itself on the 15 minutes, 1 hour time frame, 4-hour time frame, and complete itself on the daily time frame. Before you should expect a bigger correction, that we expect a big correction, price must complete the time frame structure of that wave and now revert to a daily correction. So once you begin to see a daily correction appearing, then you know that that is a B wave. We have not seen that yet. Like for instance, look at this move so far. This is what? It's a daily move, a daily completion of a wave. 1, 2. Then inside of the 3 building up, this is just like a retest here or a pullback. Then wave 3 completed with 4, and wave 5. Then this is what we mean by a daily correction. A daily correction, something like this must appear here before price can push up again. So I won't want to further buy from here. Something like this at least must appear here before price pushes up again. So, but we are almost there. So let's go and grab a look at the internal structure on the 4-hour. That must be apparent on the 4-hour. This separation of the wave must be apparent on the 4-hour before we continue. So what can we see here? We first see the first thrust here. And after this first thrust, we saw this first correction. So this correction is a shallow one and is taken as a 2, the second wave. The first thrust on the DXY, the second wave that is shallow. And as far as I'm concerned, this is the level the price on the 4-hour should not take, the low here. And then we saw price also move to the upside in a big move again, because once you are done with this, you now begin to build what? Wave 3. So as far as I'm concerned, this may look like wave 3 here on the 4-hour. This actually may now be the 4th wave of wave 3, and that the 5th wave of wave 3 may be ending here or somewhere here. One thing again that helps us is to draw a trend line from here, and once you cross and you violate that trend support in this case, then you can tell that wave 3 is up, is completely gone. These are the things, that's how to use your, apart from if you are not able to study and understand the momentum divergence that you expect, you must look for the height of wave 3 and look for a divergence using your RSI, which means that if the height is seen as wave 3 and the price had moved higher, and what you are seeing higher is below in the RSI. Let's look at 4-hour RSI in this case. Let me bring up RSI. Now, this is RSI down here. So where do we think the RSI had shown the peak? You know, this is one peak, this one is higher, and at this point is higher. So this one is higher here. So we can see this level is the level of wave 3. So we can begin to see that. That's the highest. And so far, this had fallen below this level. If I try to draw something, you know, here. So we can see that it has fallen below it. I don't want my drawing to, so I don't want drawing to confuse. So you can see this is higher here. So this is the peak of wave 3. So whatever we are seeing here appears to be a wave 4. And this may just be the last wave of wave 5 that is going up. And that is one way of using an RSI. Another one is to use your trend, you know, support, which of course, if you draw it from here to this point, it would have gotten a break around here. So it tells you that wave 3 is gone. So once wave 3 is out of the park, wave 4, which is this, is a correction, an A, B, C correction that is done. We are seeing the last wave. So the last wave is what we should be interested. Let me bring up my drawing to make it faster now. So we have 1, 2, we have 3, then we have with 3, with 4, with 4, and probably we are inside of with 5. So let me just pause, please. With 5. Yeah, so that is what we have wave 3, wave 4, so we are inside of wave 5. Now, this is tricky. On the 4-hour time frame, it's tricky. We are building the last wave. This might be wave 1 of 5, 2 of 5, a 3 of 5. Then we need to see 4 of 5. Now, for anybody that is counting Elliott wave, if you see this as the peak of 3 of 5, and that is your 2, if you try to draw a 3/6, that is 38.4 or 40% or 50% retracement at the level that wave 4 must not break, this is beyond that already. Let me quickly show you. So we can see 38 here, we can see 50 here, it had broken 50, so it's between 50 and 61.8. And that tells you something. That may confuse you to think that, okay, this actually is coming down. Well, if it's going to come down, I'm not going to join this trade, except I'd picked my trade around this area to sell. I'm not going to join in the middle here, except I'd pick around this place to sell, because these may turn out to be a 1, a 2, then inside of it with 3, this may just be a 3-2 for more upside. So if it's a 3-2, then it's going to break more up to the upside to finish a 3-3, a 3-4, and 5 to come down. So it's almost done. That's what I'm saying. But I don't see this coming down now. Based on the price action I'm seeing, we must see the 4-hour price action is not enough. This is not the sell setup that will drive, you must be, be able to engage yourself, in as much as for us, we think we've done with 3, we've done with 4. So we're on the last wave. So anything we do around this area, we must be, since we have marked this level on the RSI and 4 and 5, so it can end anytime soon. So, but again, if you want to sell from here, you are using a small lot size until you are sure that there is a proper, setup. So if we switch back to the daily time frame, the daily time frame is not telling us yet that we need to come to the downside. So it's a teaching that I'm giving us. So how do we, try to follow this? When you are dealing with, how do we mark the likely level that price may turn to the downside? When you are dealing with an highly impulsive wave like this, then your 5th wave you don't look for is equal to 1 or is equal to an extension not beyond 161.8 of, from here, 3 to 4. So of course, this is wave 4, which had appeared here. So we can take this to be a wave 4 and wave 2 somewhere here. So a wave 4, and this, looks like it's going to go up one more time, probably tap this area of 103,561. We're almost there without breaking it, and turn to the downside. So that is what you should be expecting. If you want to trade here, you can look for your sell around this area of 103,52549. If you look at your US dollar index, which is almost similar rather. So we are looking at price may not even get here at 12,927. So invariably, the price had actually recovered almost like very close to 50% retracement from the top here. Yeah, it's done almost 50% retracement from the top here, almost. So we should see price trying to take a bow between that 50 and 61.8. So if we do that, so this is the level of that we marked for with C, and has violated it here. So this is a 50, and this is a 61.8. So price is not it's not going to take this level before we see that correction. So we are almost there. We are almost there. I think between Monday and Tuesday, we should get there and begin to come to the downside. And that might take another 2 weeks before we finish. One more thing I want to show us on DXY before I move. So I was saying that, how do we capture the height of wave 5? In this case, of course, we don't expect it to violate this area now. And let's see that area. That area, this is a 50 here, and this is 61.8 around this area. So yeah, it may violate a 50. This is a 50 retracement of the entire run. It may violate a 50, but not violating a 61.8. This level, of course, is where we expect that probably we should not violate if you're going to go to the downside before. If we're going to do an ABC, we should have done an ABC shallow A, shallow A, B, and a C without breaking this area. But the way price had gone up here, we still need to now be careful, when we are buying a wave C, to know how to support and to be very careful selling around this area, because price may violate and go up. So we need to see that. Now, how do I mark the level of 5 in a quite impulsive way? Like I said, you can't do one with 1 equal to wave 5. You can't do a retracement of 161.8. It won't work. What we can use again is a retracement or an extension. Yes, an extension 2 from the low of wave 1. We come to wave 3, and from there we turn to wave 2, and we look for 125 or 127 area at an area that price will not break. So if we do that here, let me go inside of a 4-hour time frame to do that for us. In a quite impulsive wave, that is what we can use. So this is 1 here, this is 3 here, and this is 2 here. That's where we are coming to. Let me bring out my drawing. So we pick that extension 2. We start from low of 1 here. We come to 3 here. Then we come back to 2 here. So that area here at 127, it's an area that we might be watching for reaction. So anything between here, 50, and this area is what we should be looking for the reaction to the downside. So we are almost there. We are almost there. So we're going to watch and see what happens. So because it's quite impulsive, that's what to expect. Now, in case we get reaction there, of course, you may begin to sell a small lot size from here. In case we get a reaction there, let's go back to the daily time frame to look for the area of support, or the support zone for the B wave to turn to the downside. The area of the support zone is marked from this level of the break of wave 4 to here, where we have a cluster of support here, this area. So we want to see that we should bounce up around this area. It's definitely going to violate 4. It should violate 4 without violating this area, so for us to turn to the upside. So that is what we're expecting. So we're almost done. We are not done yet. So with that said, let me push to the euro dollar. I've done enough. So on euro dollar is just an inverse. So on the euro dollar, we can see also from here, These are the levels that price is going to come to, this area and this area as the support or as the resistance zone here. Here and this area, which we expect price to work up to. So we can see it will fall around this area. And this, like I said, is not enough price action. The way it's going up is not enough price action. Of course, we need to take up this with 4 here before we know that we are actually in correction. So it looks as if we're going to come to the downside one more time before that even happens. So that's what we are looking at. Price may have broken, of course. For you to know that we are done out of this wave, price, we need to break the trend, from here, take this level down. Price need to break that to the upside to know that we are done completely out of wave 4, wave 3. But from what we are seeing on the RSI, this is wave 3, and this is wave 4. Wave 5 seems not completed. This may just be 3 or 5. Then we are trying to do some other stops here to break down one more time, probably without taking this level or slightly going past it. The level of 1.088, this area, let me mark it. That will be an important area that I will be looking for price to turn to the upside. This area, that level here, that level there. So that's where I'll be looking for price. It may just break. This is a 50 and this is 61.8. That level there, I'll be looking for price to turn to the upside. Then this is the level that I will expect price to push back to the downside. Now, if I go inside of a 4-hour time frame, it's the same count. It's the same count, the same scenario, but the inverse of it. So we maybe see a 1, 2, a 3, a 4. Is this a 4? Yeah, is it a 4? The price had recovered more than 38.50 to the upside. So we need to see a break out of this zone before before this, we need this to be taken for us to know that now we are back in correction. So so far price may still go down one more time to break this low and come, more to the downside. And in terms of what I did the other time to take this inside of this one, because trying to look at the whole extension of wave 5 on the higher time frame may be ridiculous to say, okay, this is 1, this is 3, this is 2, may be ridiculous, but we can still take it from here as well, be the inside of wave 5, and say we can take it from 1 to probably 3 and back to 2, and to know the area. So the area that we may be expecting price to push up, this is 127 here, which is below that area. So, but if I were you, this is the area I will be looking for a bounce. This is the area I'll be looking, maybe about 1.2 pips, above this area is where you can potentially put your trade for more upside or for that correction to start. So just like I said, you can see that there's a break of that trend line. This is a trend line. There's a break already, tells you, price is almost done to go up, but we've not seen the reaction yet. Having said that, let's look at Nzdusd USD. Nzdusd USD on the daily time frame. Nzdusd USD on the daily time frame. Now, the daily price action on the Nzdusd USD, it's something that is different. It's more bullish here because it means we may have bottom here on Nzdusd USD, really. We may have bottom here, but having said that, if you have picked your buy around this area, just allow it to run. All you're going to look for a micro completion of this wave here. Once we have this wave completed, we're going to see a correction, a 4-hour correction to the downside, and you can pick, you know, your if price actually wants to correct to the upside, price should at least walk up more than 76.4 retracement of the entire run from here down here to this. Price should violate it before you see that correction. So either price violates 4 or violates that 76.4, then any correction you see is what you take to buy. I'm giving us an extra tip. So, and if we are coming to, you know, go to the downside, more to the downside, we should be expecting, you know, within this zone here, where you have this price and this area of this, that coincide here, this and this area, resistance here, support here, you know, that's the area we should expect price to go and do a leg C. If you're going to get a zigzag without breaking this area, then we can push up. Now, if we go inside of the 4-hour time frame to look at that, like I said, the price action is suggestive, but then don't be in a hurry. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame on Nzdusd USD, now price did something funny. To go up, this may be a 4 and this may be a flash of 5 to break the bottom one more time. You know, I did give us a perfect entry here. Price from the broker didn't pick most people in, except probably you put it like 3 pips above that level. You may have been dragged in or drawn in. So far, price is going up like this. This may just be a 1 and a 2, probably A, B, C of a 2. We need to see price move higher here to complete, if it's going to complete this as a correction of A, B, C or not. Maybe let me just show you what I meant. Because price had violated what I think is, this is wave 1 here, and this is what I think is wave 2 here. And so we must understand that this is wave 4, and this is probably wave 5 here. The count can change. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the count can change, but the violation here is highly suggestive that price may continue to go up, but we need to see this complete. So how do I do this? I need to now start remarking this as the first top here now. If I use yellow, I'm teaching us stuff now. Let me use yellow. I haven't said that. I've not said that it has completed its move. We are still suggestive, but it has to finish this and come down one more time. So as an ABC. So now, where I want to see an ABC format in this regard is from this blue here to the first yellow, back to the second yellow. Now, an ABC will first be seen at an 100 extension, which price are taken already. The 100 extension, it's almost at this, yes, this level of the, that's the 100 extension, which has been violated, and not more than a 61.8 just before the break of this. Now, if price would not take up this technically, you will say it's an ABC for more downside. But for price to even come here in the first place of this whole move to this point and take up this, I won't take it as an ABC. Even if price begins to go down, I will see it as a correction for me to now come in properly to go more to the upside. That's what I will see. So, like I said, from here, price should not take 7.6 retracement to the upside. And that 7.6 retracement to the upside actually is here. So is a teaching right now. So 7.6 is actually here. That is where we are seeing that push to the downside. In case that push begin to go down, then it will change the entire configuration here as a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and more downside. But we need to violate this area. So once we violate this area, then the correction has started. So on, I'm trying to now use the price, the strength of the daily price action on NZD to decide if price is going to break above or not. So we need to take up this fringe of 6128. That's a 61220. We need to take it to the above. We don't even need to get there before we know that things had changed. We may have finished a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We may have finished that, but let's see. Let's hold on more. If you have your buy from here, yeah, leave it there. And if anything changes, we'll look for another level to buy again. So, but we are also, getting set to break above to buy. That's big correction. Now, having said that, let's go to USDJPY. Okay, let's go to gold. Gold is more important for some people than anything. Gold. I'll soon be ending this. At the beginning of today's video, I said something so we can see this is quite impulsive on gold. This is quite impulsive on gold. And with this move, we may be going as high as 2,700 before we begin to see more downside here. Now, let me show you something here. On gold, since after having this correction here, ABC, we began to move to the upside. And we see this move as a wave 1 here, a wave 1 here, and a wave 2 here. A wave 1, a wave 2. This is an ABC of wave 2. This is not like an ABC. I won't say it's an ABC here. I will say this is a wave 1 and ABC of wave 2. What built here is like the inside of a wave 3. Like an 1 of 3, 2 of 3, then we began to build more on the 3. Now, the build up here, because most of us, we must understand the way price builds up and the wave builds up. For us in this vicinity here, we have done on the lower time frame, probably 15 minutes time frame, we must have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to have an ABC of 2 here. Then it began to grow to wave 3, like this, down to finish with 3 of 1, 4, and a 5 here. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this cycle to do ABC on this cycle as a wave 2. Then we've completed another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and ABC down here. Then we went up to do this. And we felt like this may have finished a wave 3. And this may be an ABC or a WXY in the lower time frame, a WXY, to finish with 4. With 4 of this particular cycle. or with 4 of these. If it is with 4 of these as a 1 and a 2, and this is like a 3, a 4, it may also be inside of with 3, 3, 1, 3, 2. It may be 3, 3, and a 3, 4. So let's quickly look into that. What will also help us to know that we are done completely out of this with 3. If this is with 1 and with 2, and this with 3 is done, is that we should break the trend support. So let's look at that. So looking at that, this turquoise blue is the trend support here for that 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and price didn't violate it. Price did not violate it. So it may just be a 3 of 3, a 4 of 3, and we're going to do a 5 of 3. It may just be that. It may just be that. So if we had violated that, then we should be seeing a 1 and a 2 and a 4 of this. And again, it may be a 4 of this that we've done, and we are going to push up to do a 5. Then we need to come to the more to the downside. So we'll see how it could be like the inside of here, 3 and a 4, or it could be 1, 2, 3, and we have finished a 4. So we'll continue to see what it's going to give us. But we still need to do a 5. Now, in trying to do a 5, let me go to the 4-hour time frame to explain in want to do a 5. In want to do a 5 here, this is a WXY that we have finished without breaking down. It wants to do a 5 here, we have to look at that 1. To say 5 is equal to 1, to say 5 is equal to 1, since we are looking more like it's 1 of 3, you can see from here, up with 3 is not broken. So it might just be 3 of 3. It might just be 3 of 3, and 4 of 3, and 5 of 3, and that will now change the count here to 3 up here. Then go more to do a 4 in this cycle, 1 more to the upside to do a 5 in that cycle. Otherwise, if you turn down to break the limit of 4 of this cycle, then we know that it's a major 4 that we are doing to the downside, maybe in the blue here for more upside. So we need to see what is going to build up. So, but in trying to understand this, all we need to do is to look for at least something like this. Let's look at pushing up from here. If with 5 is going to be equal to that, what do I use? Let me use that blue. Then if it's going to be equal to what builds up from 1 here, up to this 1 here, let me use this color. So which one is going to be? So this will be the limit, and this will be the most. So we are going to list those here on the limit so far. So let's go in there. This is well lit. Okay, it's almost there. Just a little down. I think we can just use that. So let's push this to this side. And this also to follow. So where are we going to be? So we are going to be around this area around that area, which is around the area of 2743, or if it's this one, that is quite big, which I don't expect for now because it didn't break. This is an area you don't want to go for. Now, this area is what you don't want to go for this. So this looks more like it. And again, on the higher time frame, this will be a perfect and ideal area. Why? Let me show us why. The green area will be an ideal area. Why? If I go more to the weekly time frame, if I go more to the weekly time frame, let's allow it to load. Yeah, more to the weekly time frame. We are seeing this as on the weekly. This is where I just did analysis here now, this area. So on the weekly, we are seeing this as a 1 and a 2 here, and price began to push up. So this is the blue. So the blue, we are yet to see fourth wave of this. So we are yet to see the fourth wave of this move as a 1, 2, 3, 4 of this particular wave from here is probably maybe have ended to do a 5. And after a 5 here, then we are going to engage the fourth wave of this, as this is the second, the wave 2 limit here. The fourth wave may be taking us down here around this area in the blue. Now, looking at like an extension wave here, if we want to take an extension to finish with 3 right from this low, we'll take it to this top of 1 in the green and back to 2 in the green. So you can see this area marks the area of 2. This is 161.8, this is 2. And the area upper to that is here, which is 261.8, that we think price will go next if price. So this area is not likely to be an area, the red area. So the green area here at 2723 or 36 is the area you should be looking for price. I think it's a bit around low there. So that's the area, this is the I area. We may be seeing a break to the downside to give us this blue wave, the fourth wave here. And that may just break this and break this. So we need to take this to the downside and break it to the downside and know that we are testing with 4. This may push up a bit. If we see reaction around this area, I may have just done it already. Let me see. From here to the top, if we see that, get their reaction here. Okay, yeah, let me just push up a bit. This is the area 38. Yes, that area is the area that we may be coming to. And this is the 50. Without breaking wave 2 here, the 50, then we'll now go and do the 5th wave of the blue to the upside, and that may come here. But for now, this is the area that price may just come to and do this 4th wave before going for 5th wave. So we can see on the higher time frame, the way we are building the broccoli here. And let me now switch back to the lower time frame on the 4-hourly. So as far as I'm concerned, I think we are still dealing with the inside of this blue, turquoise blue, to run this to the upside. This may just be 4th here, and this is done completely. Price taking a lift from here to the upside. So where are we going to from here? We said price may be doing like from here, that green area, how many pips to the upside? From that green area to finish 5 in the turquoise blue to the yellow area where we lifted up, that will be about 1,300 pips to the upside, and we turn that again. So it's not, so we have to be very careful trading. But having said that, do I want to buy from here? I don't want to buy from here. Now, why? Let's do it. Let's first go back to the daily time frame. The daily time frame had confirmed to us this is a bullish sign that we are going back up to break the top. And in our breaking the top, we know the likely area that we might likely be to break the top before we come down again. So this is a bullish sign. This may be going up as a wave 1 of that wave 5 in the turquoise blue. I need to see at least a daily correction towards where? Towards the close of this red and the close of this green candle. These are areas that I will be watching for price to retest before I go up. If price would not come to this area, these are area of support. That's what I'm saying, looking at this candle. If price will not come there, I now need to watch for 3-wave correction for me to have that daily correction that tells me is wave 2, then a longer wave 3, a 4, a 5 before we come to the downside. So it shouldn't be difficult for us. But what is hooking up here? These are to come off on the 4-hour time frame as an impulsive wave for me to begin to entertain that. Now, this coming as an impulsive wave may have ended this as 4 and a 5 here. See what price did. They do all that most of the time to shut people out, and they've started their count from here. So counting from here, this is like a wave 1 on the 4-hour. This is like wave 2 on the 4-hour. This may be, this level is 161.8. So this is not wave 3, wave 4 here. No, because it didn't mark up to 161.8. I think it marked up to around 123 before we saw this. So this may be a 161.8. Now, this appearing on the 4-hour time frame may just be a correction of 4. So if I bring out my drawing, this is the level I marked as the support area with this pink support zone that I still expect price to come back to towards that area to lift up. So I have seen this as a wave 1 and a wave 2, a possible wave 3, and that wave 4 should not pass this. It could be shorter to lift up. Probably we have 4. When this one is coming and we break up again, we do a 4th wave. This might just be the beginning of 4th wave, a 4th wave, and wave 5, and we break down. So I need this to complete. I don't want to join here. It's almost done. I don't want to join here. And if we begin to see down, we look at the price had to take this before I want to buy again. That's what I'm saying. Price must show desire to take this level to the downside before I begin to say I want to buy again. So of course, some of us are holding buys below here. It will be an added opportunity with this impulsive wave for us to probably break or finish with 5, come down to do an ABC of wave 2. If we won't reach this area, then we will know then before we go up again. So it will be an opportunity to load another gun to go up while holding on to the buys that we have, and why we are trying to go more to go and test that area of 2736. So that's for gold. So the broccoli here is yet to be completed as impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let that complete. It can complete itself around this area or not before we begin to turn to the downside. Having said that, let me quickly touch on USDJPY on the daily time frame. That is going to, like I said, I'll be giving those interested the levels to begin to short it. USDJPY. USDJPY, we expect that we are going to continue finish a B wave. This is seen as an A wave, A, B, C, or B, and that this is going as the final wave, not to break the B, primary B around this area. These are the zones that we don't expect this wave to break this level here and this level here. Within that zone, price is going to turn to the downside. And how do we try to negotiate this? This is an ABC of A wave, ABC of B wave. Then this is like an ABC of C wave. This is running like an impulse to the upside. So now, this is not ready to come to the downside, like we saw on DXY. When you see this is not the first daily price action that will bring price to the downside. This is still a bit bullish and it's going to go up more. Now, how do we engage this? How to engage this? We see this as an AB and probably a C wave may be coming here. The first thing to do is we see this as an extended flat formation in progress. The retracement to the downside here is at 127 or 123. In an extended flat, we should expect at least a bounce up to about 123 around that area, which is an extension. So from A to B, so 123 is at this yellow area. Price may come here or violate it in this regard. So price may come up here or violate it. But if I were you, I will be banking at this area of 151283 area to look for my short with small lot size, because price may go up and violate that as well. Okay, so because price may test for an extension between 123 or 161.8. So, but again, the answer now will lie on inside of this wave. So we can see also clearly that a deviation between 1 and 2 here, price had broken this trend line. So it's a sign for you that this is almost done, is winding up, but winding up means it's still going to go a bit to the upside before it turns bearish. That could happen anytime. So we should be ready. So in trying to be ready, we're going to see this as an ABC of A, then the B wave here, then the C wave. If it's corrective, like we expect it to be, it should not break 161.8 to the upside. So in the immediate correction of wave C in the yellow, where is 161.8? So we are going to turn to the 4-hour time. Like looking at the bigger yellow correction, we said around this area is 123, but this will further help us to prune it down and pin it more down to most likely exact area that we expect. So we'll take our retracement tools, and we take it from this yellow to this area. We are on the last leg of C. The last leg of C should not violate 161.8. So 161.8 seems to be here, just before here. If you are going to follow the daily, 161.8 is going to be here. You're going to miss it. So I shouldn't expect this C to go beyond this area. So price most likely is going to be testing around 152,800, most likely. But again, if you don't want to miss, this area is high confluence area. Price may just touch here and begin to go down. Price may touch that area and begin to go down. And if they want to shock you, if price should violate that area, just come here, load your gun, and be looking at price will not break 155,600, and price is going to turn to the downside. So, but already we are seeing deviations, we are seeing all of that happening around this area. So this may be a 4th wave, a 5th wave here of wave 3, and this may just be a wave 4 in the making to turn to the wave 5 and finish up. So let's just continue to watch what develops here. And with that, I've come to the end of today's forecast. Happy trading.